Okay, one more look at the sine and cosine functions right here, and I promise I'll make this one brief. What we're really interested in, if we're graphing one basic cycle of the function, one basic period of the function, we have sort of a standard reference, and I'll show you how I use this to help me generate the graphs of any other sine or cosine functions by hand fairly quickly. It's a good, powerful tool as long as you remember these references. So what could we say? Well, for the standard sine function graph, in sine, we say that there are 5 basic key points right here. The key points are found along the horizontal axis at 0, pi over 2, at pi, at 3 pi over 2, and at 2 pi. Right? And we can say a very similar thing for the cosine function, by the way. All of those same key values are going to occur here. Now, for our key values, what happens? Well, at x equals 0, we find that y is equal to 0, right here. At x equals pi over 2, when we take the sine of x, we get y equals 1, here. At pi, we get back to 0, right here. At 3 pi over 2, we get the value negative 1 for y. And then finally at 2 pi, we're back to 0. Couple of notes. Well, from 0 to 2 pi, all of the key points are evenly spaced. They're each pi over 2 apart. That'll be important for us later. For the y values, you'll notice that our amplitude is v equal to 1, and that is exactly where we go to 1, negative 1, as we go along our y-axis starting at 0. So 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. Keep that pattern in mind. Very similar thing that we can say about cosine. At x equals 0, we get y equals 1 this time. At x equals pi over 2, we find we get y equals 0. At pi, we find that y is equal to negative 1. At 3 pi over 2, we come to 0. And finally, at 2 pi, we return back to 1. And so one pattern is again complete. We've got 5 key points, each of them pi over 2 apart, and our y values oscillate between positive 1 and negative 1. And so this is going to be really, really helpful because we're going to use this basic pattern to help us see what happens if we change the amplitude or the period of the function. All right, so more to come.